You guys know what time it is. It's time to react to part 3 of FNAF's I Solved FNAF Security Breach series. So I reacted to part 1 and 2 and those videos have been out for the past 2 days. I've uploaded them, and now we're reacting to part 3. I've heard mixed things about this video, so I don't know what he's gonna talk about. So let's start watching.
In this video, I'm going to show you who the tape girl from FNAF VR is,
Oh
some more
god,
proof for why I think Patient 46 is the Charlie bot, and finally, I'm going to show you how the current story we're trying to figure out is the story Scott has had planned since 2016. And although this is the finale of this series, I'm not going to stop making theories, so make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get started. First, let me explain how the story of Help Wanted and Security Breach has been planned since 2016. To do this, I need to take you all the way back to May of 2016 when FNAF World Update 2 was released. Update 2 of FNAF World was supposed to be Scott's way of trying to revive the game and poke fun at the mistakes he made from when the original game was released. Update 2 came with very positive reviews, with people loving the new mini-games that Scott implemented.
I love FNAF World. Update 2 is so good.
FNAF World was a preview of the current story we're trying to figure out. Let me explain. Back in November of 2018, Scott Cawthon made a post on Steam detailing all of the projects he's currently
Maybe Into
working on.
Madness?
This
I don't know.
included a game called FNAF Into
Yeah,
Madness.
okay.
Ever since this post was made,
And that was said to be in the same vein as Update 2, right? So I'm guessing that's what he's going to talk about. Maybe he's going to do like predictions for Into Madness and how it's connected to Balloon World or something, which I've talked about in videos. So I don't know what he's going to say. I'm guessing it's going to have something to do with that, though.
Back of my mind. What happened to it? Did Scott just scrap it? When describing the game, Scott said it would be a compilation of several previous gameplay ideas in the same vein as Update 2 of FNAF World. So what were the gameplay ideas shown in Update 2? Well, Adventure Fredbear explains that a developer has gone insane and is recycling some of the characters' codes for spin-off games. Basically scanning the code of the characters into the mini-games that the developer created. This is literally the plot of Help Wanted and the current story we're trying to solve. But it goes further. In Update 2, it's our job to help free the characters whose code was recycled for the minigames. We can do this by beating each of the minigames they're attached to. This almost exactly mirrors the Princess Quest arcade machines in Security Breach. In order to free Vanessa and likely Cassidy, although that's not confirmed yet, we need to complete all 3 of the Princess Quest arcade machines. But it goes even further. Most of these minigames are funny and lighthearted, except for one, Foxy.exe. Once you enter Foxy.exe, you're met with
I hate Foxy.exe because it's so like it's kind of stupid.
A picture of one tree on top of a hill and an icon titled Foxy.exe. Once you double click this icon, the home screen turns red with blood dripping down from the top. You're then placed into a minigame with Withered Foxy in the background. The goal is to basically keep walking until the level ends. Each of the 3 levels has a different render of Withered Foxy in the background and a different phrase being repeated over and over again. The first one is, "Listen to my voice and you will find the key."
Listen to my voice, and you will find the key.
The second one is, "When you can see, how fast can you flee?"
When you can see, how fast can you flee?
And the third phrase is, "Be sure your step through the heart of madness."
Be sure your step through the heart of madness.
Into madness. And what character do you unlock when you beat Foxy.exe? Nightmarione. Foxy.exe was Scott testing out the idea of a character breaking the 4th wall and inserting themselves into the real world by driving the player into madness. There's also one attack that only Nightmarione and Scott himself can use in Update 2.
4th wall?
The 4th wall.
That's kind of okay. That's understandable, I guess.
The idea of Afton turning the Charlie bot into his own. I think this could be supported by the sticky notes we find in Security Breach. Foxy.exe.
I don't see.
Okay. The first level is just you walking with no interruptions. The second round has Withered Freddy popping up at random, causing you to stop so you don't run into him. The third level is the most obscure of them all. In this level, you have to hide from an image of a cat gliding across the screen. Hide, no hide. Never mind that there's literally a drawing of a cat and a dog mixed with this part of the Immortal and the Restless TV show.
He ate the cat!
This is if you believe the kid in the TV show is actually the Charlie bot, which is definitely debatable. I believe that
no, it's not. It's simply Michael.
Foxy.exe modernized. In Foxy.exe,
that's I think the biggest problem with his theory, that he could, or maybe not the biggest problem with the theory, just a weird aspect of it, how he connects Immortal and the Restless to the Charlie bots, even though it's literally blatantly shown that that the child is Vlad's, and he's just saying that it's not. I feel like I said this in the last video. People look too far into it. They say that they say that this kid actually isn't Vlad's, even though it's very clearly showing us that he doesn't want it to be his, but it actually is. And the fact that in Sister Location itself, Michael says that he looks like William, and that kid looks like Vlad, it's clearly meant to represent Michael. It's definitely not the Charlie bots.
Marion's code breaks the fourth wall by taking you to someone's home screen of their PC to play a game that slowly drives them into madness. In FNAF VR, you are also literally playing a game inside of a game that slowly drives you into madness and into the control of Glitchtrap. But this time, Vanessa is the victim. Listen to my voice and you will find the key directly mirrors the conversation on ScottGames.com right before Security Breach's release. Focus on my voice. I will. That also directly references the Curse of Dreadbear DLC, where we have to find the key in order to unlock the Vanny mask in the cellar. Update 2 takes place in a Halloween update, and so does the Curse of Dreadbear. I mean, look at the trailer for FNAF World versus the trailer for Security Breach. They both start the exact same way. In the post where Scott announces FNAF Into Madness, he explains that there's a lot of stuff he's working on that will probably be released in 2019, including new games and new books. I believe that the stuff being planned back then was the story we're currently trying to solve. The games and the Silver Eyes trilogy were being made simultaneously into one broad story that revolves around the ideas he had in Update 2 of FNAF World. The games we are currently playing are FNAF Into Madness. Need more proof? The BB World minigame is one of the biggest mysteries of FNAF Security Breach because it seems so disconnected from the rest of the arcade machines. In the minigame, in order to get the secret ending, you need to touch the purple glitch and stay on the path. The main goal is to keep going until the path fades away, leaving you alone in the center of the screen with Sun's face towering over you. Does that sound familiar? Because that's exactly what happens in Foxy.exe. The goal is to keep going until the path disappears and you're left alone in the center of the screen with Foxy's face towering over you. GB Aura Recharged on Reddit back in January actually discovered that the BB World game was labeled under a different name in the game files. What was it labeled as? Scott Into Madness. The symbolism of Nightmarion has been appearing for 6 years at this point. To me, Nightmarion resembles the darker version of the puppet, aka the Charlie bot that Afton stole and made his own. The idea that Scott has been planning this story, and especially the Charlie bot, since 2016 sounds insane, or does it? The Silver Eyes
No,
novel
it does.
actually came out 6 months before FNAF World Update 2, and it was in this novel that Scott began dropping hints that Charlie is a robot. And it was this novel that began the story that would end with an evil version of Charlie that Afton stole being the main antagonist. But if that was the big plot twist of the books, what was the big plot twist of FNAF World Update 2? Well, at the end of the game, it's revealed that the big boss is actually Chica's magic rainbow. And what do we see hanging on the wall of Charlie's bedroom in the books?
Chica's magic rainbow?
Magic
Yeah,
rainbow.
I noticed
The
that when I read
canonicy of
that.
FNAF World has been a big topic of debate for a really long time.
It's
In fact,
not
a lot of
even
people
debatable, though. It's 100% canon. Scott confirmed it. Or not 100% canon. The lore of it is canon.
probably skeptical of this theory
Scott
because
confirmed
of
that.
and that's fair. But after presenting all of this evidence, I think it's fair to say that Update 2 meant a lot to Scott, since he literally said that he planned on making Into Madness based on the ideas he implemented in that game. In this section of the video, I'm going to explain why I think Patient 46 is actually the Tape Girl from FNAF VR. In FNAF VR, Tape Girl tells us
What?
that Glitchtrap has attached himself to the tapes she's made,
How
seems
is
that it's
Tape
attached
Girl the
itself to these
kid?
laws.
and that in order to get
How
rid
is
of
Tape
them,
Girl
she
the
had to
Charlie
break
bot?
the tapes
What?
up and scatter them throughout the game.
I effectively broke the files into pieces and broke the anomaly along with it.
She warns us that we shouldn't collect all of them because reassembling them might also reassemble Glitchtrap.
I fear that finding them and reassembling them will also reassemble the very thing I've tried so desperately to destroy.
But towards the end of the tapes, she starts to switch up, telling us that there's actually a way to kill Glitchtrap by collecting all of the tapes and letting it merge with us.
You have to let it begin the process of leaving through you.
But there's never a good ending to that game. We were
Yeah,
tricked,
she gets
manipulated
possessed.
by Tape Girl to fall under Afton's control. Tape Girl started as the victim, but ended up being the one doing the manipulating.
Well, the texts say it looked to them like it was an attempt to manipulate you. I get something different out of them. I don't think you're being manipulated here. I think you're the one doing the manipulating.
This theory directly lines up with the emails from FNAF AR. In the emails, it's revealed that someone scanned a circuit board from a vintage animatronic into their system, creating a glitch. I believe this to be the FNAF VR team. They try to reach out to James Campbell, but he never responds. Like I said in part 1, eventually someone does respond. But I actually no longer believe this to be Vanessa. I think this is Tape Girl. Tape Girl then isolates the glitch to one area, aka the tapes. Quote, VA's got the virus isolated in one location now. Not sure why they're letting it linger in one spot rather than just wiping it out, but whatever, it's off our systems. It's
VA is Vanessa.
I had to hide these logs away from the core gameplay files.
Then, the events of FNAF VR happen. Vanessa falls for Tape Girl's trap and is now a vessel for a glitch trap. The VR team then celebrates that the glitch is now gone. Quote, guys, we're officially clear. The virus is 100% out of the system. But the virus wasn't fully gone. It shifted to Vanessa.
While the techs were trying to reprogram the system to remove the glitch, the source of the glitch shifted.
You could say that if the glitch shifted into Vanessa's consciousness, it stopped being a glitch.
What I understand is that the glitch stopped being a glitch.
And if the glitch, aka William Afton, created the Charlie bot, then the Charlie bot, aka Tape Girl, was trying to create another version of what the glitch originally created in Vanessa.
And turned into an intentional set of subroutines that were aimed at creating the same thing the glitch created.
And if these subroutines were
How is the
intentional by
Charlie
Tape Girl,
bot
they must
Tape
have
Girl?
come from her.
Those subroutines seem to have come from you.
In the retro CDs, the therapist believes that patient 46 is being manipulated, but towards the end, they realize that patient 46 was the one doing the manipulation. This is the same order of events that happens in the tapes in FNAF VR. Patient 46 and Tape Girl are the same person, who I believe is the evil Charlie bot. Need more proof? In the retro CDs,
Very
patient
much so,
46
yes,
and
I do.
Vanessa take an ink blot test, and when 46 sees the ink blot test, she immediately thinks of a mask.
You think it's a mask? It reminds you of a mask?
Now, why would she connect the ink blots to a mask?
There was something that looked like a Halloween mask laying on the floor. Ink must have spilled. I couldn't see his face. He had the visor covering his head. He had ink spilled on himself as well.
The CDs take place right as Vanessa is in the final stage of merging with Glitch Trap. Vanessa makes the costume that she was told to make.
Yes, I have it. I made it myself.
You purchased some fake fur material. What are you gonna make?
Then 46 hacks into Fazbear Entertainment's system to get Vanessa hired as the head security guard, even though she has no prior qualifications.
I'm needed somewhere else now. Thank you.
This then leads into what I explained in my last video. Vanessa then uses Freddy to clear the path down to the blob and traps Charlie's soul in the evil Charlie bot. Elizabeth's soul merges with Vanessa, and Michael's soul merges with Glamrock Freddy. The Charlie bot is then thrown into the sticky note room where Charlie's soul starts to gain consciousness. This is my rough timeline of events as far as the retro CDs go. Like I said in my last video, it's borderline impossible to figure out how and when some of these things happened. The biggest mystery for me right now is how Vanessa in the CDs has the trauma and memories of Elizabeth before she even gets transferred to the mall where Elizabeth's soul resides. In the books, the rebuilt versions of Charlie still retain her memories. So is Vanessa a rebuilt version of Elizabeth? Maybe
No.
that's why she still has the memories of Elizabeth before she even gets to the pizza place.
I don't think
We also
so.
see in the background of Vanny's boss battle in Fury's Rage, Eleanor, the variation of the rebuilt version of Elizabeth. But I don't know. I think for this chunk of the story, that's as far as I
Well,
can go until we get more information. Something I should have elaborated on more
Okay.
in part 2 was how the beginning of the second ever trailer of Security Breach aligns with the theory that I'm trying to set up. In the trailer, we hear Afton saying the words, "When I first found you, you were..."
I'm still... I don't understand really how the Charlie bot would have been Tape Girl. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I see where he's coming from in certain areas, like this connecting to Foxy.exe, or Balloon World connecting to Foxy.exe, and this image here connecting to the FNAF World trailer. I get that. The problem is the actual connections themselves, because Foxy's lines in Foxy.exe are relating to what you're supposed to be doing. He's telling us to when you can see how fast can you flee. When you see Freddy, how fast can you like react and stop and move away and flee, run away. And then there's be sure your step through the heart of madness, and there's the cat. But it's kind of like an incomplete line, which is kind of weird. Like, I do see where he's coming from, but I don't think it's correct, I guess.
You were nothing, you were small, pathetic, but now you're more. Are you ready? I connected this to how I think Afton found the young Charlie bot that Henry discarded and made it into his own. But I actually cut the part of the video where I explained why I think the Vanny mask is on screen. Like I said in part 2, I think the Charlie bot has been working for Afton this whole time, and also has helped manipulate Vanessa to get her under Glitchtrap's control. I believe them showing the Vanny mask was a callback to Tape Girl and how Tape Girl helped manipulate Vanessa into falling into Afton's control. One thing I also cut from the last video was how later in the trailer we hear this.
You will do as I say. You will bring me what I want. And if you fail me, then you will. Both of you burn!
I used to be so confused by this line, but now I believe the both of you represents Vanny and the Charlie bot. Just like the big twist in the books and in Update 2, I think the big twist in the DLC is that the Charlie bot is going to be back. But there's one question. Why would the Charlie bot be in therapy? Well, the only connection I could find as far as animatronics going to therapy was this part of the books where Charlie and her friends admit that they used to talk to the animatronics at the pizzeria as a form of animatronic therapy. But now in the games,
No, that was Carlton making a joke about Jessica. Animatronic therapy recommended by 6 out of 7 crazy people, or 6 out of what was it? Sorry, 6 out of 7 crazy people. Yeah, sorry, that was me teasing the Silver Eyes comic dubs. Go check those out. Check out the Silver Eyes. Check out the Twisted ones, which I'm not a part of, but Fourth Closet is coming soon probably, and I'm part of that, so that's gonna be fun. Just yeah, okay. But yeah, that was Carlton making fun of her. It's not really animatronic therapy.
Talk to the animatronics at the pizzeria as a form of animatronic therapy. But now in the games, the roles are reversed. Charlie is now the robot talking to a human therapist. Next, let's talk
Also, that was
about why
Jessica,
Gregory
not
is not a robot. In my
not
last video, I brought up
Charlie,
the
but
idea
okay.
of Gregory not being a robot or the crying child yet, and that he was actually chosen by Vanessa to be the crying child rebuilt. But I didn't bring up any evidence for specifically why I think he's not a robot. One of the biggest pieces of evidence for why Gregory is a robot is the fact that whenever Vanny gets near Gregory, his vision starts to glitch out. This has been used to try to prove that Vanny is using an illusion disc. The first time we see this happen is when Freddy is in the charging station after the daycare segment. But there's one important thing to point out. Freddy can't see Vanny, but Gregory can.
You didn't see the dancing rabbit lady right in front of us?
If Vanny was using an illusion disc, there would be an illusion. She would look different. But instead, she looks exactly how she would look if she didn't have an illusion disc. My theory is that Vanny isn't using an illusion disc. In the Silver Eyes trilogy, Charlie
that's
earpiece so that the
why
animatronics she creates are able to see her and
that's
talk
the
to her. She
reason
makes it
that
clear
he
these
should be a
earpieces
robot.
emit a frequency that makes it so the animatronics can see you. But later on in the story, she's able to reverse engineer them so that if you wear the earpiece, you're invisible to the animatronics. This is what I believe Vanny is using. This is why the animatronics can't see her, but Gregory can. And the noise and effects that happens when Vanny gets near you is because of the frequency coming from the earpiece. This is also why Vanny doesn't appear blurry on camera in-game. Illusion discs usually make you look blurry on camera. The characteristics of an illusion disc just don't line up well enough with what we see in the game.
Yeah, but like, it's literally the same static as the cameras. That's the thing. It's not like he has human eyes. How do his eyes have the same glitch effect as the cameras in the Pizzaplex? And how would that frequency cause that on a human? That doesn't make any sense, because it doesn't do that to the other ones in the books, which is what you're using the books as evidence, but in the books that's not what happens to the other humans, so that doesn't make any sense.
If we can take the illusion discs from the book to try and explain who Patient 46 is, who says we can't take the earpieces too? And if Vanny is actually using Charlie's earpieces, this would make sense since the Charlie bot.
I mean, she could, but that doesn't make sense that that would be why Gregory sees static.
Crushed and twisted into a meat pretzel.
And also, if Gregory is the crying child rebuilt and is occupying the secret
That doesn't is that wait, what did he say?
the whole time, Gregory being able to see Vanny combined with this clip,
I don't want to be crushed and twisted into a meat pretzel.
and also if Gregory is the crying child rebuilt and is occupying the secret sticky note room where he's slowly remembering his past, why would he be more scared of the human than the animatronic that looks extremely similar to the animatronic that he was terrified of and that literally killed him?
The sticky note room is absolutely not Gregory, but he doesn't have to know that he's a robot. So yeah, the sticky note room makes more sense to be Elizabeth than anyone else. Like, I saw his last video where he said it was Charlie, obviously, but I don't think so. I think it makes more sense to be Elizabeth, which I've talked about in videos before, so if you don't understand why, then you should probably watch my video on why Gregory's a robot, because I go over all of it there, but yeah.
Also, the I feel you are broken line could just be a nod to how Gregory was chosen to be the crying child rebuilt. The line, "You look different to me," after Freddy gets Roxy's eyes could very easily just be Freddy adjusting to his new eyes. When you hop into Freddy,
I don't think
Roxy's
that
eyes, none of the
proves Gregbot, honestly.
glow or look different.
I don't
You
think
could
that
chalk
line
up to
proves
Steel One not
anything,
wanting to
honestly,
make it too
but
obvious, or them just straight up not being able to program that because it would be too demanding for people's hardware, but they were able to do it with all the presents. I don't know. That point is still up for debate in my opinion. If you've watched all 3 parts of this series, you've probably recognized that my opinions have constantly changed on something. That's
Yeah.
because I've spent the past 2 months researching every section of this franchise, and I'm continuing to find new things to this day. It's honestly wild to think that 8 years ago I was writing theories in my notes app of my iPod Touch, and now I get to say them all to you on this channel. I just wanted to say that I'm extremely grateful for this channel and all of you who watch my videos. Bye.
yeah, I feel like too many people think of like me disagreeing with the theory as me disliking the person. No, I think MatPat's a cool dude, and I think FNAF's a cool dude too. I do disagree with this theory though. But that doesn't mean like it's a bad theory. I understand where he's coming from, so it's not like completely out of left field. I get like how he gets to this conclusion. It's just other things that I've talked about in my own videos before go against what he's saying. And it just makes more sense for other things to be true, but that doesn't mean they have to be. What he's saying could be true, I just don't think it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to. But I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.